Hi. Miriam's going to be hosting us today.
Can you tell everybody where you were born?
Nicaragua.
Where is Nicaragua?
There. There. It's there.
There.
So, host, we want you to point something else out, okay? Do you know where the Philippines is?
Here. There.
Let's see, lift your finger up. Oh, yeah, right. So yeah, our daughter did the introduction. I know what you're asking. In your mind, you're thinking, why Nicaragua? Why was Miriam born in Nicaragua, right? So Miriam was born there because I lived there. And when we got married, we both moved there and we both lived there. And we spent our lives there as a family until 2018 when a socio-political revolution happened. The end of May 2018, we had to leave Nicaragua. And so we thought it'd be fun to do this comparison video between Nicaragua and the Philippines because there happen to be a lot of comparisons. Alright, so to get into this, we have comparison number 1, which is the vegetation and climate. All the tropical fruits, avocados and mangoes specifically, but also even things like
bananas, the siniguelas or perote,
coconuts,
mamon,
what's mamon?
The rambutan.
Yeah, rambutan. Sayote, they call it chayote in Nicaragua. Here it's sayote in the Philippines. Just goes on and on.
Number 2 would be how the poblacion or the town, the municipality is laid out. So basically you have a plaza, which is a square where people gather. It is flanked by, first you have the Catholic Church on one side. On the other side you have a municipal building where the mayor works. And then you have a parochial school. And then you have on the left side a public market.
Yeah, and you can really see it's the Spanish colonial architecture.
Here in the Philippines, there is a town called Vigan, which has the Spanish architectural heritage houses. And the equivalent of that for Nicaragua is Granada here. Exactly identical, except Granada is more colorful because Nicaraguans like to paint their houses in bright colors. Here in the Philippines, we like natural stone textures.
In Nicaragua, there's a town called Masaya. So, I don't even think that has a Spanish connection at all. I don't know, that's just one of these comparisons. So, of course, Masaya
translates to happy, actually, Masaya here in the Philippines.
But it's spelled the same exact way.
Yes.
Alright, that moves us on to comparison number 3, is the language. Grammatical rules differ, but many common Spanish words.
When you're eating, you have vaso, plato, tenedor, cuchara, mesa, silla. It's all there.
Yeah, so of course Nicaragua is all Spanish, but you see in the Filipino language, in Tagalog, there's definitely a mixture, a certain percentage of Spanish that has remained. That brings us to number 4.
Spanish cultural influences. So first off, there's religion, which is largely Catholic, which is evident in the customs that are really of value to the people. One of the colorful parades of Nicaragua is the Parada de Gigantes.
La Gigantesca is a huge woman that just kind of dances all over the place, and you see these giants here also.
Yeah, they have that also in Angola, Rizal, and I think in Iloilo, here in the Philippines. So they like giants and they like to parade them around.
And of course the folk dancing looks very similar, even the way the men and women are dressed, and
the music,
the moves, the music. Of course, also in the parades, you see these masks that look like the early Spanish, maybe invaders. The Spanish invaders. These big Spanish people that come, and when they do these masks, both in Nicaragua and now I've seen here in the Philippines, with the big, definitely Spanish-looking eyes, and you just get this sense of what these natives of both places must have felt when the Spanish first approached. So that moves us to number 5, transportation.
Oh yeah.
This is a good one. I love this because in Nicaragua, I loved all the colorful buses. It's just big old school buses, most of them probably from the USA, and they just paint them in all these different colors. And here it's the jeepneys, you see the jeepneys, and I fell in love with the jeepneys right away. And the colorful jeepneys. Yeah, it's a beautiful car. Look at that, everybody. You see that?
Colorful.
That's
a
what
Nicaraguan.
That's her Nicaraguan trait coming out right there.
Colorful transportation.
Great job. But it doesn't stop there. I mean, they pack people in like sardines, you know. It's like in Nicaragua and here too.
They don't really worry about being too close to your neighbor. They pack them to capacity, and some provinces they even top load.
Yeah, so when you think you're at capacity, they can fit 10 more people in there easily, you know. And yeah, they get on top, or they hang out the back of the bus, or the jeepney, you know. It's the same in Nicaragua and here it is. Well, we have number 6 now, which is food. Rice, 3 times a day. In Nicaragua, I would always say rice and beans, rice and beans, rice and beans, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Here it's rice and fish, rice and fish, rice and fish.
If we don't eat rice, it's not considered a real meal. It's not. If we have a hamburger, it's considered a snack. Or if we have spaghetti, we still have to have rice after that.
Yeah, rice with spaghetti, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, number 7, punctuality.
Or lack thereof.
I coined a term in Nicaragua that says, just in the Nica time. Nica being Nicaragua, which isn't even true because they're not there just in the Nica time, you know. Because that would be like, alright, I just got there right at the last minute, right at the last second, you know. Right when I needed to be there. But in Nicaragua, you'll wait and wait and wait. If you have someone you're meeting up with at a restaurant or something, you know, you're gonna sit there for, you know, half hour, 40 minutes, 45, 50, maybe even over an hour, you know. And for a North American, this is like, it'll drive you bonkers, you know, like, you never get used to it.
Here, it's Filipino time. So we have what is called the mañana habit, which is procrastination, waiting till the last moment to do things.
They definitely have that in Nicaragua too.
If you are gonna meet a friend at 4 o'clock, you should really tell them to meet you at 3 o'clock because they will be there by 4 o'clock.
That's actually what I started doing in Nicaragua, which is kind of adjust the time in my mind and just tell the North American, alright, we have to be there at 4. When I knew that the person told me, yeah, let's meet up at 3.
Everybody's so laid back.
Hey!
It's like, hey, don't need to rush, everything's cool.
Same thing in Nicaragua. And actually, I like it. I never got used to that, but, you know, if you can just not have scheduled appointments with people, it's a pretty good way to live. So we go on to number 8. This is probably my favorite one.
Oh, where's the bathroom?
Can you do that? Point with your lips? Miriam likes to do the monkey face, right? How's the monkey face?
Okay, so for some reason, both Nicaraguans and Filipinos, instead of pointing with our fingers, pointing directions, we use our lips. Where's the bathroom? Where's the exit? Can you tell me the way to the back? Oh, it's convenient. You don't even have to drop what you're doing and point with your fingers.
It's not so convenient when you have a mask on, though.
Oh no!
Nobody thought of that. The new norm is going to be quite different.
No.
So number 9, we have the sari store, what they call here in the Philippines. In Nicaragua, they call them puperias. That's your friendly neighborhood store. You know, every little neighborhood has at least one in Nicaragua. There could be several.
It's convenient because you don't have to go to the supermarket if you ran out of salt or cooking oil or cell phone load.
Your everyday necessities are right there within your reach, quite literally.
Yeah, a few houses away.
Yeah, so it's a nice thing. I wish we had those in the States. You know, I think that would be good, but there's too many regulations at this point. You know, but
and also it doubles as a bar room.
Yep.
Many of them have alcoholic drinks.
People come there to just kind of go get the bread, you know.
Go get the bread. Come back with your face
it's taking a long time. Alright, so we have number 10.
It's confusion with the other's geographic location. So many Filipinos think that Nicaragua is in Africa. I think they're confusing it with Nigeria.
And many Nicaraguans think that the Philippines is in China.
And they don't actually know a lot of about the Philippines, but all of them know Manny Pacquiao.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. Okay, so these were just immediate, obvious things that we saw when there were comparisons between Nicaragua and the Philippines. I'm sure there's tons more, but of course we don't want to go on forever here and bore you either. But yeah, it's just something we found fascinating, and I'm sure a lot of other people find fascinating if they know the two cultures.
The Pinoys and the Pinoleros are really blood brothers without knowing it. Brother from another mother. Mother Spain.
Pinolero is something that the Nicaraguans call themselves. There's a pinole drink that's corn-based drink, and it's really like a sustenance drink.
Yeah, the Filipinos are also nicknamed Pinoys, so Pinols and Pinoys.
I think that wraps it up for this one.
So we hope you enjoy this episode.
Remember,
don't forget to subscribe! Adios!
Adios!